Every overnight success has a backstory. I'm Lillian Victoria, once behind the scenes in Hollywood, now front and center building my own dream. This show is for leaders ready to take the wheel, drop the excuses, and go all in. I'm sharing the unfiltered journey, lessons that I've learned, pivots that I've made, what works, what's just the noise, and the truth behind the fantasy highlight reel. Because success isn't instant, but it is inevitable when you stay in the game. I'm not just here to motivate you, I'm here to get you moving. So let's get started.
Made my own lane, no handouts here, vision too strong. Can't cloud it with fear, drop my past like a bad old habit. Now it's for only full speed, no static.
This is the introduction episode for this podcast, my first overnight success. So one of my biggest inspiration for starting this podcast is I want to demyth this whole idea of a thing called overnight success. To achieve the overnight success, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. You gotta have a vision, you gotta have the will, you gotta make the sacrifice. It can feel very lonely. You're doing a lot of work by yourself and you don't feel like there is a lot of reward. That's why people quit. It's being able to persist and it's being able to stay loyal to where you are heading. So let me give you a little background of myself and who I am and why I'm here and why I even qualify to share this journey with you. I started my career in Hollywood. I started my career in the film industry. I've always worked behind the scenes on the producer unit. So I've done feature films, I've done international movies. I also done music videos working with a whole bunch of rappers. I worked in a very glamorous industry for a very long time, but the problem is I really didn't have a self-worth. I didn't really have a self-identity. I tied my identity to the projects and the celebrities that I was associated with. And I was in this rat race, which is very unhealthy. So you might be asking, then why did you go into entertainment? I went into the business because I thought, and I really thought at the time, that I could use entertainment, movie, and specifically as a portal to find my father. Mind you, when I was going to school, we didn't have internet the way it was today. It was pretty straightforward. Everyone go to movie theaters. Everyone watched TVs. There was no Netflix, by the way. Netflix was not what it was today. So it was a very simple, naive belief that if I make it big in a movie, which was also naive because I thought it was like I just climbed the corporate ladder because I was always really good at all the jobs I've done. So I was like, this is easy. And my name would get on the movie screen and my dad would find me. So that's what embarked into the journey. And it got to the point where I actually found my dad, but I didn't find him. I found him in the sense that I located him and coming to realize that he probably doesn't want a relationship with me, which I don't know why till this day. That was a desire for me to start a career in the entertainment business, which was fun. And I got to the point where I hit my own version of rock bottom. So I got married at the right time. And my culture and the Asian culture, specifically in Chinese, if I'm not married by 27, 28, I'm classified as a leftover woman. So I felt like I had to get married at the time, but I also wanted my own family. So I got married. We bought a house, a beautiful house. I had a baby. I was running a business. Everything looked like it was perfect. It should only be going uphill from here. I was wrong. I hit my rock bottom when everything shattered. It's like the company didn't work out. I got divorced. I lost my house. And the worst thing is I didn't even know who I was. That started my journey in personal development because I realized that I was completely stuck. I was in depression. I always had a motivation and an ambition to do things, but that was the first time in my life that I actually had no idea what to do. So that's when I turned for help and I got into this world of coaching. My first mentor that I've ever worked with that was life-changing for me was the late Bob Proctor. And working with him, I've learned the science behind human potential. I learned the universal laws. I was his consultant for a while. And today, fast forward right now, everything that I'm going to show you is things that I have learned from different mentors, different philosophies, different methods. I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to teach you. And I'm also going to apply it myself and really share this journey because as I was telling you my life and how I hit rock bottom and how I started in this personal development coaching world, I'm also here to achieve my overnight success. So right now, my goal is to be the top 1% motivational speaker in the world. I want to own businesses. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I love the startup scene. Yes, I had failed startups and I've also been involved with failed startups, but I don't think I'm ever going to stop until I built something from the ground up. And this process is messy. I am refusing to give up. I am 41 years old as of today. I have 3 children, 1 step, 2 of my own. One's 10-year-old and one is 2-year-old. And with everything that I went through in my life, the chip on my shoulder, those times when I felt like I was a complete failure, I gave myself that identity. Growing up, always being told I'm not good enough. I was abandoned. I never had a mom that was present in my life. I was sexually abused when I was a child. With all of that, I'm turning all of that pain into art. I'm turning all that pain into my version of sex. I'm turning all that pain into my calling. And that's why for this podcast, it's for people that's looking to build themselves up. I don't care if it's a rebuild or a build. And we are going to apply the principles. We're going to be on this journey together. We're going to put in the work. It's no BS. It's serious work. Let's get our mind to it. Let's get things done. And now we create the life that we will love. There was a moment in my life. That's when I made a decision that everything had to change. When I lost everything was in the storage. I had a bunch of stuff in my car. I didn't have a place to go. Gratefully, I had good friends that will let me stay with them, a month here, a month there. And I remember waking up at my friend's apartment one time, and I had my 3-year-old son with me. It was a really tough time because for a 3-year-old to make this quick transition and parents falling apart was very scary. And I remember waking up and just completely lost. I was in tears. I was stuck. I was depressed. I felt like it was a life or death moment. And if it wasn't because of my son, I don't know if I would be here. He was only 3 years old at the time. He looked at me in my eyes when I was sitting there quiet. He said, "Mommy, are you okay?" And I said nothing. And then he held me with his hands. He touched my tears. He's like, "Are we going to be okay?" And that's when I looked at him and I said, "Mommy just fell and I'm going to get back up." That is a defining moment in my life because that's when I knew things were going to change. That's when I had a fire lit up in me. That's when I was like, whatever I do, I'm going to rise even higher. It's okay to fall, but when you rise, light the whole damn fire. That became my mantra. My mantra was, I am going to be successful, even though I didn't know what success meant at the time. Because at the time, my version of success is you get married at the right age, you have kids at the right age, you have your house, you have your business. I thought that was successful, make a lot of money, but I wasn't happy. And then I learned success is knowing what you want and living the life that you want. Earl Nightingale says it very, very beautifully. He says, success is a progressive realization of a worthy idea. When you know your goal, when you know where you're heading, you don't need to know the how. It's going to feel very messy. I mean, if you already know how to do it, you'll know how to do it. We're going to fall. We're going to break. We're going to fall down. We're going to get back up and we do it all over again. That's how we built resilience. And that's when I was like, what is my version of success? And I will say today, I do live it, part of it. I am in a very healthy relationship. I do have a beautiful modern family. I do have a roof over my head. I do what I love. I'm creating content for you. I love coaching. I love speaking. And I'm still using a lot of the skills I had when I developed as a producer in Hollywood, doing things that I love right now. And my goal is to create positive impact to 1 billion people around the world. Why is that so important to me? It's really important because when I grew up, I didn't have a mentor. I wanted mentors. I wanted people to love me. I was looking for guidance. And the thing is, because I was so hungry, I would go under the wrong guidance. So now, because I know what I went through and I remember how that feels, my goal is to be able to reach people. My life is no longer about me, but it's about every single person that I can impact. And that is my why that fires me up to do what I do. And when I start to get fired up, everything starts to change. If you know the old Lillian, I would have never been doing a podcast. I would never be on camera. I was always behind the scenes. But because the minute I realized this is what I want to do and I didn't know how, but I start to take action one step at a time, today I'm happy to be on camera. I'm happy to be on a stage. I'm happy to be talking to people, to coaching people, to work with people, to inspire people. Most importantly, inspire myself and get myself motivated, because just like you listening, I have a dream of my own. I'm creating my overnight success. I see it very clearly. It's in my mind. I visualize it. I have a goal card. A goal card is you put your goal on the card. You know who you are. You know what you are. You become. I live by it. I breathe by it every single day. It got me out of a comfort zone. I start doing things that I have never done before. And I have been on this journey I started in 2020. And I'm still going. There is ups, there is downs. There is peaks, there is lows. There's stuff that I built and I have to rebuild. And that's the process. That's why when I talk about overnight success, it doesn't happen overnight. It happens by you falling forward, by you building the resilience, by you staying dedicated to yourself, by you being disciplined. Discipline is a fire for transformation. Discipline keeps you grounded. If you don't do it for you, no one's going to do it for you. I am getting very fired up. And that is why I am here. I am going to be here with you. I'm going to share with you things that I have learned from different mentors, from different books, from my clients. I'm going to be applying them with you because I am no better than you. And I actually learned this from Bob Proctor. When he was alive and he was my mentor, he always says, I'm not better than you and you're not better than me. I'm just doing something that I love. And that's the same. We're in the school of life. And the fact that I'm starting my YouTube channel, I'm starting this podcast, I'm putting myself out there. That is me doing the work. My job is to not compete with everyone out there. But the only person I am comparing with is the me from yesterday. And that's how we move the needle and that's how we grow. When you start to do things this way, one step at a time, but you're actually you're persisting, you're making it happen, you're pioneering, this is when things will start to compound. So, my goal for this podcast is to be able to deliver good content, value to help you. It's to document my growth journey with you because I believe if you're listening, you're growing with me. It's to learn what works, what doesn't work. What are the fluffs and what are the real deals? I'm going to give you one example. This whole idea of manifestation. I just got to demystify it for a second. I do believe in manifestation only if you do the work. I hear people do this all the time. Manifestation, a law of attraction. I'm going to sit here and think I'm rich and money's going to come. I don't believe that. I believe the belief system is very important because whatever you believe in your subconscious mind, 97% of results will come from your subconscious mind. I know that. Belief is really important. Your action is going to be based on your belief. But what is going to get you the results or grow you into the results, the life that you want, is you taking the action. When it's uncomfortable, you're going to fall, you're going to fail because that's just a part of the process. But it's doing the work, it's falling, getting back up, falling, getting back up, falling, getting back up, getting back up. And by doing that, like I said earlier, everything will start to compound. My commitment with you is I have a goal. My goal is to reach 1 billion people around the world. It is a very big goal. The goal is for you to grow into and not to get. Remember that. And my goal is to be able to be the top 1% motivational speaker in the world. Keynote speaker, motivational speaker, coach, entrepreneur, founder. You could put it on one category because I do like businesses. And that's a whole separate conversation we could have. And my commitment is to keep growing this platform with you. My commitment is to apply everything that I teach, everything that I've learned into my life and achieve my overnight success. And if you're gonna be on this journey with me, which I openly invite you to, and if you know anyone that could benefit from this podcast, please go ahead and share it with them, because I am inviting you guys into this ecosystem so we could create a community and you don't feel like you're alone. And I'm very, very approachable. Find me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. My handle is Miss Lillian Victoria, MSLILLIAN VICTORIA. I'm also on YouTube, so all my podcasts should be on YouTube as well. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, because you will also inspire me to make content. And I'm all about doing the work. I'm all about breakthroughs. I'm all about discipline. And I'm all about comebacks. And just watch me. The fact I'm putting out there is my commitment and my accountability for myself. I will not stop until I became successful in my own version of success. And you too. Your version of success is what you want. It's not what your friends think. It's not what your parents think. It's not what your smells think. It's what you want, what you're called to, what that voice is telling you, what you're meant to do, and you're willing to do it every single day in your life. That is what success is. You define it and not no one else. If you like what you heard so far and you're getting ready to be on this journey with me, go ahead and hit that like and follow, give me a comment, a review, and I look forward to see you in the next episode, which I'm going to talk about how to make the greatest comeback in your life. I will see you there.